going last is that you folks have covered a lot of the things that I would have said. I want to say that what we do is quite similar to what Corning Community College does, but there's some differences. But I could introduce myself first. I'm Carmichael, and I worked as a teacher for Cattaraugus LED BOCES for 26 years before moving into administration as a principal of a center, Current Tech Center, a BOCES Center for 7 years, and then this is my 6th year as director. Director of Current Technical Education, which encompasses both our secondary programs and our adult programs. As a matter of fact, we also have 19 literacy GED programs in the two-county area of Cattaraugus and Allegheny County, as well as we operate GED programs in two-county jails. So our mission is to develop or allow folks to seek a career and further study. That's really our mission. It's all about careers and further study. It's sort of a pipeline or a pathway that would lead students from the secondary level studying something that's going to lead to a good career, but also on the pathway they may choose to go on to Jamestown Community College, Alfred, Corning, Erie Community College, and so on. We realize that it's a progression, and that the more prepared you are for a career, obviously, the better career you're going to have. Some of this preparation can happen on the job as well. One of the things that I've had the opportunity to do in the last few years is work with STAMI, the Southern Tier Advanced Manufacturing Initiative, as well as MAST, which is the Manufacturing Association of Southern Tier, that's Chautauqua County. They've been telling us many of the same things that we've been hearing here tonight or this morning, that we need a prepared workforce, but they also have to have those important qualities of work ethic, a clean record, non-criminal record, able to pass a drug test, and have the ability to communicate. Maybe not Chaucer or Shakespeare, but the ability to communicate in the workplace, to read technical articles, and explain them, and stand up in front of folks. Our secondary programs are 2-year programs. They're half a day that students spend in their high school time, junior and senior year typically. And in that time, we have a variety of programs, and some of the specific ones that lend themselves to the Marcellus Shale are our natural resources program, because that's all about heavy equipment operation and maintenance, as well as sensitivity to the environment in terms of building and erosion protection and so forth. We have heavy equipment maintenance programs, we have welding programs, we have a number of programs that are specific in terms of the skill set that's prepared, even though not specific to Marcellus Shale. But I want to speak a little bit about our adult programs because they're so flexible. We can start them up almost instantly. We can hire adjuncts that are experts in their field. We can develop a curriculum that's sensitive to local employers' needs, and we can provide that instruction. And right now we've been working with some of the local employers in the Bradford region, including Superior and Universal and Keene, Fracking, and so forth, that have been important partners of ours. Our adult programs that run either in the evenings or during the daytime or even on weekends are more skill specific rather than industry specific. Not so much that they're specific to the Marcellus Shale, but they are definitely looking for heavy equipment operators. They're looking for welders and fabricators. They're looking for people that can do maintenance type machining, and especially they're looking for truck drivers, a commercial driver's license A and B, CDL A and B. So we've been very responsive to them. But one of the things that I want to speak to a little bit, because of my association with MAST and STAMI and so forth, is that we know that the drilling jobs, the jobs that come here to actually exploit that resource, are short-term jobs. I mean, they're highly specialized skills. They're people that they bring that have world-class skills really to come and drill. But that's a weeks-long or months-long process. But what we're most excited about is the long-term prospect of the infrastructure jobs that are involved. We've got lots of gas, but we don't have lots of gas pipelines. We've got the roads that need to be built. But also, what I'm hearing is the competitive advantage that manufacturers would have if they had a stable and economical source of energy. When you think about the Northeast being the premier manufacturing center of the world, really northeastern United States, for most of the 20th century, and now losing that grip, the reason was because of energy. And this could be very big for our local manufacturers. Those are just the kinds of So we're very happy to have an advanced manufacturing precision machining program that supports the manufacturers. And I use that as an example because I think that's the secondary stream down. We've got drilling and we've got pipeline building and road building, but then we've got the effect on our manufacturers, which I consider to be the wealth generators of a region. Way back in college, they told me there's 3 ways to generate wealth, and that was mining, manufacturing, and harvesting. And certainly this is mining. And manufacturing is adding value to a raw material. I think that that's something that we definitely need to support in order to keep our communities vital. And in my job, to try to create a pathway to a decent career and keep our bright young people in our region. I mean, typically, I talk to people quite a bit about this. There is such a disconnect about what the real jobs of the 21st century are. But many parents feel as though their kids have 2 choices. Stay here in the region and be underemployed, or leave. And I believe just the contrary is true, that there are opportunities here, but we have to prepare our young people and we have to create the right expectations. So many of our parents and even mainstream educators are telling our kids, do not consider a career in manufacturing or mining or gas production. You should fill in the blank, go to a 4-year college, you should be a lawyer, you should be whatever. But we know that for most people, that's not the right career choice. And we have an awful lot of young people with disconnected skills, so we've got disconnected expectations and skills. So I think we've got great programs. We're working very closely with the gas industry in northern Pennsylvania, and we'd be excited to expand that offering and offer opportunities for our young people as well as our adult population that in many cases is seeking full employment or the kind of employment they were used to in the past.
Well, Paul, I so appreciate that. I couldn't have said it any better, because that's one of the benefits I see coming down the path also, is, so what you're saying essentially, you're creating a skill set to meet the demand of natural gas development, but you're creating that skill set long term so that when our manufacturing renaissance happens, and I am a firm believer that that is going to happen if we get our act together and get our plans together because of that power supply situation that this represents. That skill set will stay with those individuals in that workforce, and then you'll have a long-term manufacturing career that will provide wealth for generations to come.
We have to keep alive a reason for our communities to exist. I mean, they were built roughly 100 years ago, 150 years ago. They were prosperous little communities. There was a purpose, but in many cases that purpose is now gone. And I'd like to see a new purpose created to keep our communities healthy and provide opportunities for our young people to keep them in our communities and help our communities stay healthy.
Now, the manufacturers you referred to, so I was going to, what exactly manufacturing segments are you referring to that are talking about opportunities here in the Northeast?
We specifically built an advanced manufacturing lab right at our OEM campus in response to local manufacturers, but it's based on precision machining, but it's probably the most complete advanced manufacturing precision machining educational facility to find in a long distance from here. We teach both manual machining, but also CNC machining. We've got CNC mills and lathes, CNC water jet cutters are on the way, and we're really involved with the pre-engineering aspects, with they call it G-code, but using programs like SolidWorks and Mastercam to actually program the machines to operate. We're not talking about being machine operators. We're talking about people that can actually set up those robotic type machines to do the kind of high efficiency manufacturing we find all over our region today. New startups, relatively new startups like Napoleon Engineering Services here in Olean, to people, to companies like Dresser-Rand that are certainly been an anchor in this community. And they actually reached out to us 5 years ago and said, you've got to help us. We're concerned. This is our largest manufacturing site worldwide, and we're worried about finding skilled labor to fill the needs of our expansion, but also our aging workforce. If you walk into machining, manufacturing areas, you'll see a lot of gray-haired people. There hasn't been an awful lot of people coming up in the middle. And that's what we've got to do. We have to keep that pipeline, or actually not develop in a 15-week adult education program. We can start that, but it really takes a lifetime in many cases to gain skills at that level. Probably something that's been eroding in our country, and we need to rebuild that. So very excited about our program, but also the cooperation, actually the push we've been getting from industry to be involved in that.
Well, I so appreciate it. No pun intended with the pipeline comment. I like that. All right, I guess we'll open it up to questions, and